What up, y'all? It's your boy checking in for Black Truth News, blacktruth.net. I am the MC/journalist, Bear Grizzly, Gerard Horton. Hope everyone is peaceful, healthy, and joyous out there. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, hit the notification button below. Subscribe. Get all the updates on when I drop the videos on various topics. Right now, we're talking about the NBA playoffs. You guys are on social media. This goes past the minute mark for the short clips. It's on HGTV, and you get the long clip. You can check out the rest of the video. But I want to talk about an article that I wrote, which is the NBA top 10 players in the playoffs. And I actually had this article come out on blacktruth.net when the playoffs started. And I want to talk about why I didn't put Kawhi Leonard on there, because right now I'm like a prisoner of the moment a little bit because he just had a good game. Now, going forward, or maybe looking back at his previous performance with Paul George and the Los Angeles Clippers, really dictated why I didn't put him on the list this year. I'm not going to feed into who all the top 10 players are. You guys can go to blacktruth.net, check out the article about who are the top 10 players in the NBA playoffs. I did include players that played in the play-in game because technically I considered that a playoff also too. It was just a one-game elimination as opposed to having a 7-game series like the rest of the playoffs was. But I just think that when Kawhi Leonard is playing well, the non-emotional aspect of his game, people point to as a positive. But when the Clippers are struggling and he is struggling, the non-emotional aspect of his game, to be honest with you, it doesn't bode well for leadership. It doesn't bode well to what people perceive that he's giving to the team, or the lack of leadership, or the lack of things that he's given to the team, because they can't read him. Just going into the rest of the playoffs, outside of Kawhi Leonard, because I did lead him off the top 10 list, and ultimately the main reason I did that, him and Paul George, because Paul George had an excellent season, an excellent regular season. The reason I left them off the list is because I was totally disappointed of their play in the bubble. Now, I will say this, even though I wrote the top 10 list prior to the playoffs, an ironic thing, or not so coincidental thing that happened, is that both of the teams that were in the finals, the Miami Heat, the Los Angeles Lakers, that were in the bubble, they got knocked out in the first round. And I know a lot of injuries played into that outcome of them not being able to go forward and proceed deep into the playoffs. But also, too, it bodes well to me saying last year that the bubble was a fluke. I know LeBron James said mentally it was one of the toughest things that he had to do. And of course he's going to say that because he won the ship. And he's trying to lend credibility to his legacy, to his play, to his team, and also to history. I understand that. And I respect and salute him. And I'm not taking anything away from his greatness. But it's a different aspect when you got to get on that plane and you have a 2-day turnaround, a 3-day turnaround, and you have to travel from the East Coast or the Midwest out to the West Coast to play a game. Now they're letting fans in. You got to go to a hostile environment. And what's up with the fans? What's up with the fans, man? What's up with the fans that are disrespecting the players? Primarily the white dudes that are in the stands disrespecting the black players that's on the court. That's another topic for another day. Excuse me. But I just want to talk about those top 10 players, man, because some of the people I left off, Devin Booker, is having a dynamic season in playoffs, and he's one of my favorite players inside the NBA at the moment. I love his game. I love the fact that he's not out there totally just shooting threes all the time. He has a mid-range game. He can take you down on the post. He can handle the peel and go to the cup. So I like that aspect of his game. But the primary reason for me to make this video is to direct you guys to check out the top 10 list. and also get your opinion about, do you agree with the players that I put on there? What are your thoughts on the playoffs? Who were your predictions of going to the championship? While I'm at it, I got Brooklyn coming out the East because I'm not really a betting man, but I wouldn't put my money against them. I just don't think that with all that talent, even if they haven't played together, that they're going to lose. Out the West is a little bit more difficult. It's a little bit more difficult. I like Utah. I like Denver. By the time you guys look at this video, it'll be determined if the Clippers going to proceed or will it be the Dallas Mavericks. Luka is a dog, right? They be killing this man day in, day out, night out. Killing this man no matter who got him. And but I don't see them coming out the West, even if they beat the Clippers. So I'm going to roll with Utah and Brooklyn. It's my championship picks. Yeah. If Denver had Jamal Murray, I would have picked them. Because I love the Joker game. And I think Michael Porter Jr. is emerging as a good offensive threat. He got good size to him. And I like the addition that they made by picking up Aaron Gordon from the Orlando Magic. So I think they got a deep team. I think the subtraction of Jamal Murray hurts them going farther and deep in the playoffs and coming out the West. Even though I think they got a chance, I just think the addition of Jamal Murray and that extra offensive punch that allows them to go isolation in the fourth quarter, I think that's lacking at the moment, and I think it's going to be sorely missed. So, yeah, just talking NBA playoffs, man. Just talking about what's going on. I could tell y'all who not on the list. You guys can come up with it after that. Kyrie Irving is not on the list. Would you pick Kyrie over Luka? I won't. I'll pick him over Chris Paul. I won't pick him over Luka. Yeah. So I'm going to let y'all go and check out the article, the top 10 players. Who are your top 10 players currently in the NBA? Who's the best player in the NBA right about now? A couple years ago, I said Kawhi. Then I said AD. Gotta go with LeBron. By default. LeBron is the best player in the NBA because no one has superseded his dominance. That's why he's still the best player. And he was the best player on the best team that won the championship. Even though I don't really give a lot of credit to the bubble, it is what it is. You know, they were the NBA champions until somebody dethrones them and the best player on that team comes up and emerges himself as a dominant player and someone who can lead his team to the championship. I'm going to stick with LeBron. So go to blacktruth.net. Go to my website also too, legendsuntold.org. Check that out. And yeah, I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for checking out the video. Like I said, hit the subscribe button and the notification button. 2 fingers up for victory. I'm out.